Mm. I want to invite you to join our gathering this morning by taking a minute or so to create the that feels most resonant to you. The is such a reliable way of shifting from our normal critical what's wrong viewpoint to what's possible and what else is going on. So create a and first feel that internally. Like, where does the move? And allows you to open your attention. So playing with the and then playing with the as you just begin to take your attention outward. The So I'm noticing all of the places where the creates a vibration in me. And what we're really after, especially right now in this time, is to create a flow, an open flow. And the flow can include everything, and it can include opposites. So let yourself, as you're humming, let your go into your breath, and let your create movement for you. Like, how does your want to move you? And feeling that. And what I'd like to play with today with the and attention and scoops is creating a loop that goes both outward and inward. And mostly we think of using our attention in a linear fashion. And since so much of our world is getting more and more two-dimensional, I want to invite you to let your attention, first of all, recognize that attention is your greatest resource. Giving yourself attention, what kind of attention you give yourself, being able to freely choose where you put your attention in the world around you. So let yourself just experiment right now with how you've been using your attention. So letting your attention move outward and letting your attention move back to you. And let yourself notice, how have you been up until now using your attention? Has your attention been focused on what has to be done, what has to be controlled, what's wrong? That's a real favorite for people. And rather than focusing on the content, I'd like you to notice what happens to your sense of flow when you use your attention in a linear way. Like, I'm looking out there, and now I'm looking in here. And I'm looking out there, and I'm looking in here. And I want you to just notice, is the way you're using attention creating more space for you or less space for you? And give yourself a moment to just exaggerate that. So if you're giving pinpointed kind of attention, let yourself get really pinpointed inside. And if your attention outward is kind of wandering, let yourself wander and notice what happens to your sense of flow. Yeah, I wonder, I've seen Michael playing with his phone. That's a great way of having your attention get captured. So would you be willing to have your attention be a major source of nutrition, a major source of refreshment, both for you and for others? What I've noticed is that one of the gifts of this time of the great pause is that I realize that I don't have to be in the same room with someone to actually share attention, to be able to give attention in a way that's palpable, in a way that I can feel, that others can feel. And it's been a great gift that we can both be creating safety for ourselves and others, and also be sharing attention. So I'd like to have you create the with your attention, and let your attention be like, the infinity sign that we really experience as part of what we can do with our attention. I'd like you to imagine the infinity sign going out and coming back to you. And we're going to play with it in all kinds of ways. So notice that I'm having it go this way in the vertical. So I'd like you to let your go out as far as you want to, but I'd like you to go out, over, and under. And then coming back to you and letting yourself go, noticing something in you, and then noticing what's under. And then going out into the world and noticing what you notice, and then notice what's under that. And then the because you might get all like, am I doing it right? And doing the technicalities. So add the coming back to you, and the what you're noticing. So like I notice right here, my shoulders. And so I'm then noticing, and what's under that? And I can feel just a slight contraction between my shoulder blades. And so I'm sending the into that. And then I'm going out again, and I'm noticing something. And then I get curious about, and what's under that? What do I notice under that? And then let yourself explore going out and around, and then coming into you and around. And so what that would look like or feel like is noticing something, and then noticing what's right next to it. What am I noticing that's next to what I think I'm looking at? And how that rearranges our perception. So noticing, and then what's next to, what's around. And then noticing something in you, noticing a body sensation in you, and what's next to that. And can you let your just land on that, include that, because the has that wonderful gathering quality. So humming out, and then noticing what's next to, because often what we notice is not actually what's happening. What's happening is what's next to what we think is going on. So letting your perception widen by looking at what's next to, and then that loop, that infinity sign looping in, and noticing what's next to. And often you'll go to, in your own self, you'll go to what's wrong. And if you let yourself, what you might notice right next to it is an opening. So the other loop that I'd like to have you practice is what do you notice? And then what's going on behind that? So as I'm looking out, I'm noticing the street, and then I'm noticing behind that, that there was some planting that had been done that I hadn't noticed before. So noticing, and then what's behind that? And then noticing something. So in your body, you might notice something that's going on in the front of your body, like even the and what's going on behind the and giving your attention to that. And then I want to invite you to add letting your body breathe and move with what you're noticing. So you're letting yourself notice what's going on out there, noticing what's going on behind that, and then letting your body just hum with that. Breathing could be little tiny movements, could be great big movements. Letting your breath come to meet what you're noticing. And I love how I can see that many of you are just letting yourself respond to that. And now let's take that. I'm imagining that our pool of love, you might think of your pool of love as being like a little kiddie pool that's around your, in fact, let's just start with that, that you have your own little kiddie pool that is around your feet. And you put your feet in, and the water is just exactly the right temperature. And it may have bubbles in it, or it may have just it might have a color that you put into the water, and you can let your feet slosh around in it, and you can feel the warmth of that, and allow your scooping to happen through your body, not just through your hands. Because normally we do love scoops where we reach and we scoop. So imagine if you were slurping up through and then letting that just move out into the world to appreciate and to share and to include. And then letting that slurping, like your body is a big straw, and you're slurping up all that love and letting it move through you, and then letting that move out. And you can use that. You can let yourself be like a sprinkler, or you can let yourself be like a direct hose where you're aiming at something, or you can let it go really, really big so that you include your whole community. And then coming back to slurp up, and then notice that the pool is still full. It's still completely full, and it has this perfectly temperature water. I was just thinking of mine as having little ripples in it. So it's kind of like the lake ripples. And I love the sound of that, of lake ripples. And so if there's a sound that wants to come with the love scoops, let yourself enjoy that, but also let that sound go out into the world. So you're love scooping and you're looping, scooping and looping, and feeling the love moving into any little areas in you that have been wanting attention that you maybe didn't even notice. And letting that love, as you're letting that move out into the world, letting that move into any area of your life or your awareness that you've been maybe turning away from or not wanting to pay attention to. Go ahead and love that. And then love yourself for making the choices that you're making right now. And noticing as you let your breath and your movement respond, notice if there's anything more that wants to happen with your breathing and your moving. And since you're all muted, notice you can add sound to that too. Because as you're getting more and more, letting the love move up through your body and warm you, and letting that move out, that there may be some little spontaneous fear melters, there may be some wiggles or oozings that want to happen, that you can ooze your attention, you can sumo your attention, so you can feel your feet in the pool and feel that love that you stand in and that supports you no matter what you're doing in the world. Letting yourself feel that fully, and noticing that as you share it and you come back to yourself and to the pool, that there's an infinity of love. And that the more you circulate it, the more there is. And so as you're going into the week, this week, I'd love to have you return to this periodically, letting your feet, like in a pond when you're in summertime, which we're now officially in, that you can let your feet rest into the pool of love, let that fill you, and then let that circulate through your world to people you do know and the people that you don't know. So we're about at the end of our time. So I want to have you unmute yourself if you'd like to, and make some love sounds, some sounds, sharing that with each other.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us today. And I'm appreciating you, and I'm appreciating us, and wishing you a wonderful week. Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Thank you.
Bye for now.